Alright, I'm exhausted and cranky, so let's see how this goes. I came across this really fucking stupid cartoon on Twitter like a week ago, and the argument it's trying to make is such a stupid, bogus argument, and it's so frustrating because I've seen so many people try to use it against those who are against Israel's ethnic cleansing in Gaza. It's honestly embarrassing. Very fucking embarrassing. Anyway, let's finally take a look at it. The left panel, LGBTQ for Palestine. And then the right panel, LGBTQ in Palestine. I'm sure you know what point this is trying to make. This is obviously aimed at those who are part of the LGBTQ plus community who support Palestine. You claim to support this group of people, yet many people who are part of this group may have some backwards views when it comes to your identity or sexuality. Don't you feel so stupid now for standing against an ongoing genocide? Now look, I'm cishet, but even I see the holes in this line of thinking. Sure, if you go around asking people in Palestine what they think about gay people or what they think about trans people, you may get some unsavory answers from some people, or maybe even get some ugly answers. But how is it any different from, say, this fucking country where one of the two main political parties for like a year and a half made it its entire fucking platform to ensure that the lives of trans people is as bad as they could possibly make it because they don't like the simple fact that they don't ascribe to the same gender identity that they were assigned at birth. Go down to the fucking South or the Midwest and ask a bunch of people what they think about the LGBTQ plus community. You're probably going to get a lot of unsavory answers from those people as well. Does that mean if, say, one day, for whatever fucking reason, Florida and Oklahoma are bombed, leading to the deaths of thousands of innocent lives in those states, we should just throw up our fucking hands and say, well, quite a bit of the people who lived in those states had pretty repugnant viewpoints, so maybe this is for the better. No, we would be able to correctly identify what happened was fucking horrible. It would be an event of mass casualty of people who were just going about their fucking lives. And that's exactly what's going on in Gaza. Most of the population of Gaza isn't Hamas. Most of it comprises of people who had fuck all to do with the attack on October 7th. And I would say at this point, it's a safe bet to assume that a lot of the people who were LGBTQ plus in Gaza aren't dead because of other Gazans who are bigoted, but rather they're dead because they're buried under rubble created by rockets deployed from Israel. I don't really see the hypocrisy in advocating for the sensible position. Stop the indiscriminate slaughter of innocent people. It doesn't really fucking matter if a lot of those people who are being indiscriminately slaughtered may have some unsavory views when it comes to, again, your sexual orientation or your gender identity. I would say it's more principled to still stand behind these people in spite of said unsavory views. It shows that you have at least a baseline level of empathy and believe that people don't deserve to fucking die just because of a difference in ideology. I'm not saying you have to tolerate bigotry just because it's coming from a marginalized group of people. All I'm saying is that is not grounds to commit a fucking genocide. Any bigoted belief someone in Palestine may hold shouldn't condemn them to a death sentence, and sure as shit isn't unique to Palestine. There are people with ugly viewpoints all over the globe, and unless you want to start bombing every fucking country in this planet, your argument that Palestine somehow deserves to be ethnically cleansed because a portion of the people there may not have savory viewpoints on issues like gay rights or trans rights holds no water. And not to mention it's also an ugly, self-centered, and childish argument. I will only advocate for this group of people who are currently having their land destroyed, their families killed, if they like me. What kind of fucking mentality is that? What is this, a popularity contest? Whatever group has the most amount of people that validate me doesn't get to be ethnically cleansed. Get the fuck over yourself. There is no justification for the mass extermination of people, and it's not like Israel's this bastion of progressivism either. Well, one, if they were, they wouldn't be committing a genocide at the moment, obviously, but also, Israel doesn't even allow gay marriage. So if you want to talk about how backwards people in Palestine may be when it comes to LGBTQ plus rights, Israel isn't so amazing on that front either. Stop weaponizing a group of people you obviously don't give a fuck about to justify the mass extermination of another group of people. Absolute ghoulish behavior. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.